For a while, I've been curious on how much profit I was making, if any at all. So I spent a month tracking the money I made, and additionally how much I spent. And I started when my team decided to move on spots to one of the so-called profit spawns, Gnomprona. A quick explanation of why this is a profit spot. Through the questline of the Primal Ordeal, you are able to increase your level of hazard, and this affects the creatures in here, by making them do more damage, higher critical attacks, and more chances at dodging attacks, in exchange for higher experience, loot, and more notably, the chances of summoning the Plunder Patriarch, a creature unique to this place that is guaranteed to drop one of the item pieces from the Primal Ordeal, with some of them being very valuable and others have gone down in price massively. So the spawn has been balanced around the idea of the plunders and currently is in a state where it's only good profit if you get one of them, because otherwise, hunts where we didn't get any plunder were roughly the same or lower profit we can make in most spawns at our level range, but with less experience. So I believe this is no longer good profit on its own, since you do need a decent level of hazard to get a good chance at plunders, otherwise it's not recommended. Lastly, it's worth mentioning that we started the spawn with me and the paladin not having charms, so the first week or so was slightly weaker in terms of numbers, but because our mages did have charms, and we are also a pretty high level team, we were able to hunt on hazard 8, which is pretty decent for plunders. Leaving that aside, let me explain some of the guidelines. I tracked 30 days, with supplies used, Tibia coins spent, how much loot was made, and the finished balance. However, my team mainly hunts Monday to Friday, skipping weekends and sometimes even during the week. So out of the 30 days I tracked, we team hunted 21 of them. Additionally, we do 2-hour hunts, but I wanted to track 3 hours of hunting a day. So during this month, I added 1 hour of solo hunt and 3 hours on the days that didn't skip. This did not last the entire time, so in average I'm gonna say it was about 2 hours and a half every day. Also, I personally don't double XP boosts every day, but I also wanted to include some during this tracking. So there are days where I bought 2 boosts, but only in team hunts. The days I soloed, I did not buy any. With that said, let's take a look at my data. Our average loot per day was around the 16kk. The days we made more was due to getting a Plunder Patriarch that besides dropping the expensive item, also drops crystal coins and creature products that average 1kk per person. So we will get that and the loot will go over the 20kk for that day. Additionally, our supplies was consistently around the 8kk. This includes potions, runes, rings and necks, as well as silver tokens. And as a side note, my personal waste was of around the 3.2kk in supplies every hunt. So from that alone, in 21 days, we made 372 million gold minus 164 mil on supplies, leaving a profit of 207 mil for the team. Split 4 ways, each of us made 49kk. Or you will think. Now let's take into consideration the coins spent in the XP boost. As I said on the guidelines, I personally don't max this out. So out of the 21 days, 9 of them I only bought 1 experience boost. And out of the 12 days I double boosted, 6 of them I saved 15 Tibia coins from having bought the 30 TC boost the day before, for a total of 1080 Tibia coins spent in 21 days. As a side note, this does not include prey cards, as the days I will use a prey, it was rolled for free, and my teammates had their own costs associated to prey cards and boosts. Now with that said, taking Tibia coins at a value of 36k per coin will reduce 39kk to my profit of 49, leaving me with almost 10kk of profit from the team hunt days, which will be negative had I double boosted every day. However, the main source of profit, as mentioned before, is the item drops from the Plunder Patriarchs. This is the result from that. In the 21 days, we got 5 plunders, which gave us a Spiritomb Ring, Ethereal Clone Hat, Arcanomancer Folio, Alicorn Ring, and Alicorn Quiver, and additionally an Arcanomancer Regalia that we got as an item drop from the Magma Bubble. Since we also split those items between the team, it gets included in the rare drops. It's worth mentioning that we did get very lucky with the item drops we got, since 3 of them were expensive and sold for over the 100kk. This is to say that it's all up to luck what we will have gotten and is very volatile, just like the chances for Plunder Patriarch, where we got all item drops in the first 2 weeks and nothing in the last week. Also, because we are on a server with almost no supply of these rare items, they were a bit more valuable than the other servers. Regardless, after selling everything, the total is of 474kk split 4 ways, leaving each of us with a profit of 118kk from this, and a total of 128kk for me. So around 3,550 Tibia coins, from team hunting for 21 days in a profit spawn with some good luck. The guidelines for my solo hunt stats were a lot more loose. The goal was to add up whatever time I need of a solo hunt to end up the day at 3 hours of hunt time. I did good on this for about 80% of the days. Out of the 30 days I tracked, I skipped 2 of them. Additionally, some of the solo hunts were tests of spawns and making recordings for separate videos or ideas. However, the majority were done for profit in Warzone 8, the Grotto of the Lost, which is the best profit spawn for my solos, where on average my hunts look like this, around 3kk loot with 300 to 400k waste, profiting a bit over 2.6kk an hour. So out of the 30 days, I hunted 28, 8 of these were days where I didn't team hunt, so I would solo between 2 to 3 hours, and the other 20 days I will do 30 minutes to 1 hour, for a total of 41 hours played solo, getting a total loot of 113kk, with a waste of 16kk, leaving me a profit of 97kk. This only tracks the money from the hunts. I didn't include any boss loot I got such as tokens, creature products, etc. As for rare drops, the only notable one was a fabulous leg the day the Pellworm got boosted. Additionally, during this month of tracking, there were 2 rotations of Tibia Drum, which I participated and got top 5 in both, but I forgot to track the potions, and I will estimate at least 6kk value from that. Another thing I forgot to track on time was the total experience made, but in average my team hunts were 12kk raw and my solo hunts were 5kk raw. At the making of this video, my last month looks like this, which is pretty close on average to what I usually do month to month. And my conclusion from having tracked my finances for a month is a lot more clarity on how much I truly make. The general consensus is high levels prints lots of money, which also I guess first will need to be clarified what you think of is high levels. Personally, I think my team fits my take on high levels, as I think the level 2Ks are playing a different game than ours. Regardless, it's partially true that level 1Ks make good profit, but as an outsider, you can't really know how much they are spending. Had we not been hunting in Gnomprona, my stats would have been a lot different. Since hunts for XP, like in Darklight, I feel more inclined to double boost, and although we do a boss at the end that boosts the profit nicely, it's pretty rare to get an item drop from it, so the average day looks like this for me, without taking into account the prey cards, money spent on equipment and gems. But if I wanted to make the most profit out of my time, solo hunting is the best for that, and that's with a vocation that I think does the worst in solo hunts at the moment, which to be honest I already knew. This wasn't a secret, but it is a lot harder to maintain the discipline to solo hunt every day compared to team hunting, which is simply more enjoyable. And that's all I got for this video. Let me know your thoughts about it. If you have any suggestion for a similar video, let me know what I should track next. I'm already working on one, so please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and until the next one.